Fins for the win again and again and again and again and again. 5 straight wins for the Fins. Go down, sub for Dolphins Dubs. Dolphins fans, welcome into Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott here one day after a 30-15 win over the Houston Texans. We're going to get into Overreaction Monday on today's show. But first, I want to shout out our Super Chat MVPs from yesterday's live show. Chad Jones, David Breakout. We really appreciate them and appreciate everyone who joined us yesterday for our live show. Going to be live again for the game on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. Sure to be one of the biggest games of the season. And the question is, will the team have Terron Armstead? He left Sunday's game with a pectoral injury, and Ian Rappaport tweeted this after the game. Dolphins left tackle Terron Armstead suffered a pec strain, per me and Tom Pelissero. That is not as bad as originally feared. He'll miss some time, but the hope is he would be back on the field at some point relatively soon. Armstead has played through a lot in his career. And again, you saw the value that Terron Armstead has on this football team when he left yesterday's game. So before he left, the team had given up 0 sacks. After he left, the team gave up 5 sacks. In fact, all 5 of those sacks came when Tua Tagovailoa was on the field. So in the first 12 plays, without Armstead, the floodgates were opened, and Tua was sacked 5 times. You know that Ferris Bueller meme? How many times? 5 times that Tua Tagovailoa was sacked. I'm very concerned about this offensive line, and you just heard from Ian Rappaport. He's expected to miss a little bit of time here, and you look at the road ahead. You have the 49ers, the Chargers, and the Bills. I remember when we were doing our schedule release video back in May, I said I'm worried about that 3-game road trip. It is here. Then you have the Packers, the Patriots, and the Jets to finish out the season. So 5 of the 6 teams that you play to finish the season are all above 500 right now. That's going to be tough. And Terron is probably going to miss some of those games. Hopefully just one, but I would be surprised to see him on the field against San Francisco. But he has played through a lot, including this year with the toe injury. But you saw a few weeks back, and you saw on Sunday, when Armstead is not on the field, this offensive line is a massive problem, which brings me to my first topic here on Overreaction Monday. Are we screwed without Terron Armstead? 100% we are. I don't know if we're going to win a football game without him on the field. And you take a look at this Dolphins offensive line right now. Brandon Shell is probably going to be your starting right tackle, because it is worth noting that Austin Jackson also got hurt. Terron Armstead, Robert Jones, Kyren Williams, Robert Hunt, Brandon Shell, that was a good starting 5. But my goodness, we're on track for maybe Greg Little starting at left tackle and Brandon Shell starting at right tackle. So I'm really concerned right now about this offensive line. Without Armstead, it has proven to be disastrous. What is your confidence level in the O-line without Terron Armstead? Scale it 1 to 10 down in the comments section. I'm a -3, maybe a -10. I mean, I'm scared. I'm really scared for Tua. And you look at what happened in the 3 games that in those 3 weeks, you didn't have Terron Armstead. Your starting quarterback got hurt all 3 weeks. So I'm really worried, especially the fact that you got Nick Bosa in the 49ers head. Yeah, pray for Tua. Hopefully they can figure something out with this offensive line, even if that involves some shuffling, maybe moving Robert Hunt to one of the tackle positions. Is the run game still a problem? Because it was a big problem before the trade deadline. You traded for Jeff Wilson. It looked like the run game was fixed. But yesterday, the Dolphins running backs really didn't do much. I think this is an overreaction. I mean, you were without Raheem Mostert yesterday. That did not help. Here's what Wilson and Gaskin did. Wilson went for 39 yards on 13 carries, did score a touchdown. Myles Gaskin, 6 carries, 17 yards. So the run game was non-existent. I mean, not a huge deal. You won the game by a couple scores anyway. But I do believe it's an overreaction to worry about this rushing offense again. It's Cyber Monday. You know what that means. We're going to give you a great deal here on some Tua gear. Really all Dolphins gear, but the Tua gear is maybe the best we have to offer because of the MVP level he's playing at right now. Chatsports.com/Tua. Couple jerseys, couple jerseys to pick up on sale right now. So jerseys that would typically be maybe, $130 are probably $90 right now. So take advantage of Cyber Monday. Deals get in at the end of the day. Chatsports.com/Tua. Let's talk about Jason Sanders now. Jason Sanders did not miss a kick yesterday. Is he back to being the 2020 version of Sanders? This is an overreaction. I'm happy for Jason, but I need to see more consistency out of him. This cannot be an every other game thing. I kind of feel similarly about the Dolphins defense. Need to see more consistency. But he did make all of his field goals and all of his extra points. So 6 for 6 all in all. After he missed 2 extra points against the Browns, he bounces back in a big way. And I got to give him a lot of credit for that. He was under a lot of pressure. If he goes out and misses that first field goal that put us up 3-0 yesterday, he might lose his job. So for him to go out and make every kick, that was really impressive because he's been under a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny the last couple of weeks. After that Browns game, I was maybe expecting the Dolphins to bring in some competition. As we've discussed, they didn't. But give Jason Sanders a lot of credit. Hopefully he used the bye week to kind of get back on track here. Talking about Tua Tagovailoa again. So he was taken out of the game when it was 30-0, I believe. And then the Texans made it somewhat interesting, made it 30-15. A lot of people wanted Tua to come back in to replace Skylar Thompson. I don't think so, just because of how the offensive line was playing. I was never worried about losing that football game yesterday. Yeah, it was annoying that the Texans kind of got back in the game. I mean, they had the ball down by 2 scores, so that was irritating. But I never felt like the game was in jeopardy. Had the game been in jeopardy, Texans make it a 1-score game maybe, then yeah, put him back in. But with the way the offensive line was playing, you did not want to risk injury to Tua when you really have the game pretty much secured. Should Tua have returned to the game yesterday against Houston? Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comment section. Go down, let me know what you think. I'm going to type in for no. I think the coaching staff made the right call resting Tua. Talk about his wide receiver, River Cracraft. I mean, he's really good. This is accurate. I'd love to see more of this guy. I mean, we really haven't seen him a whole lot this season. Taking a look at what he's done, he caught 4 passes for 55 yards yesterday. His first catches since week 3 against Buffalo. It's been that long. He hasn't been active in 5 games this season. 6 receptions this year, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. Scored a touchdown against the Ravens and then scored against the Bills. Has not had a touchdown since. But I would like to see him get more involved because when he's been on the field, he's a playmaker. He's really good in the slot. Let's talk about this next one. Remember how I called Skylar Thompson, gave that an F grade when he was drafted? Was I right about Skylar Thompson? This is an overreaction. I don't know the answer to that question yet, but I'm not going to overreact to some garbage time minutes for Skylar yesterday. He came in to replace Tua, and he struggled. I mean, he just completed 1 pass for 6 yards. He was 1 for 5 on the day. A couple of his passes were really off the mark. He didn't look good. But I'm looking at how he did in his first career start against the Vikings. Producer Patrick Siemens, a Vikings fan, he remembers that game. He came out slinging it, man. He looked really good in that game. So I'm looking more at that game where he had first-team reps all week and actually had time to prepare. I'm looking at that more than I'm looking at yesterday's, garbage time minutes, especially the way the offensive line was playing. I mean, he was under duress that entire time. But who should be the backup quarterback going forward? Teddy Bridgewater's been a little bit banged up. He wasn't active. Should it be Teddy or should it be Sky? Type Teddy for Teddy Bridgewater or type Sky for Skylar Thompson down in the comment section. Go down and let me know. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because if we hear anything about Terron Armstead, Austin Jackson, we're going to get you guys a video. Certainly a lot of hype that will be going into this game on Sunday against the 49ers.